Welcome to LUX Chats, the episode, well, this particular episode where everything is unveiled. We're here at That Creative Hub, joined today by Alli. Alli, you've been busy. You've been growing businesses. You've been helping out with charity. You've had a long, adventurous life. But we're going to start with some easy questions to get us the kickstarter. So, the Alli that's sitting in front of me now, who is she, what does she do, and what business are you running?
The Alli that's sitting in front of you now is basically an enabler of people, businesses, anyone that wants to do good in this world and basically stamp their authority or make their mark. So with that, I guess the vehicle for that is Resolve Retail Solutions, and I'm also a partner in Inside Out Group, which is enabling engineering businesses. But I also do my own consulting in the social enterprise space, obviously ensuring that all members of the community have an opportunity for education, employment, and basically to contribute, because at the end of the day, this society, economy, everyone benefits when everyone's a contributing member.
It's almost like I describe it as like a conduit. So you're amplifying messages. But I think that most importantly, the thing is people are going to have the right message. So you go inside a business, you throw things around, you scare people.
I do.
That's the feedback. But then when you've done that, you get results. Do you want to talk to us about what happens inside a business? Where are some of the key things that people are getting wrong or just not aware of? Yeah. And where does it really start?
I guess, I think it's the lack of understanding of really what brand and marketing is. Marketing is not your Canva template. It's not your social media post. It's not, that's basically the marketing in action, one very small component. For me, marketing is the fascia in the business. It starts from that brand architecture top down. It's sort of understanding that purpose and, why did you start that business in the first place? So, we get lost, and I can say that I do. You have life happens in what was your purpose from the outset. And so it's getting that reminder to the business owner, and then also aligning your team internally first with that why, and making sure their values align with, that their values are recognised within how they fit into the business. And then sort of you can put them into like chess pieces, and then they become this wonderful, I guess, I'm an ex-muso. So for me, I look at all of the staff as instrumentalists. You get them working together and in synchronicity, and they're basically a harmony. So you start with that, and then they feel really like they've got a purpose. They're part of that. They've got a purpose in serving the business's greater purpose. And then you've got a really great framework in which to leverage that and create that fascia, branch out to all those networks. So then it's your marketing outreach, then it's your operations and your processes, then it's your systems, it's your client engagement process. All of that comes to the fore. So that's what I do. I do basically go in and tip things upside down.
So you're like a modern day Mozart or Beethoven, or who are you?
All of the above, I guess.
I'm hearing a bit of death metal.
Yeah. So I am like, I'm a weird and quirky unit. I'm like a Tool versus like Tiesto versus.
So sometimes you got to be a bit mean.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're playing hard, but look, what you're getting out of that is the joy. So it's obviously the alignment. Yeah. And it really is about the people. Sometimes you can have a bad business with a great leader, or sometimes a bad leader with a great business. And it's about getting the two to recognise each other. Have you ever had to, just left of centre, almost fire the boss and say, hey, you need to back off a little bit, and we're going to put X, Y, Z to the front of the business and lead? Because I think what you would discover is when they might have started the business, could be 10, 15, 20 years ago, they were replacing a job, and there's family pressures. Now the kids have grown up. And that purpose has changed. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I can walk into a business and pretty much know whether it's owner operator related or culture related or individual employee related. So say sack the owner, but maybe redirect them. I think giving them the empowerment to work on the business rather than in the business sometimes can be a hindrance to that progress, and you sort of realise that there might be people in that sort of second tier of management that actually can deliver on what their purpose was originally because they've got a new fire in their belly and they've got a new direction and a little bit more, I guess, dynamic flexibility. It's funny. I think, your business journey often emulates your life journey. So those distractions that life often throws at us can, push you off course. And I think sometimes business owners get very egotistical about their purpose or their why they started the business, which is why they've been so successful to date. But it's about letting go and being vulnerable, and I guess understanding that you don't do anything in isolation. You do need a network around you, and that includes the people within your business. I know that a lot of the parts of my business I can't do, and I rely on my team. I'm a strategy thinker. I'm not a details thinker. So it's, that's where you move those chess pieces. And
so
that's
someone
sometimes
was starting a new business, sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing everything there, but if someone was starting a new business, what are like 4 key elements you need to have? So is it the PA, the accountant, in the background, the social media person taking some footage? What's important to make a business at least start rolling in the right direction?
I think it really depends on the business and the purpose and the values and the why that they're doing things. I mean, we go through different iterations of a business along that business life cycle, and you need different personnel at those. Sometimes you're a 100-person organisation, other times you're a 10-person organisation. You might start off as a single sole operator, you might start off with 5 in your team. So it really does come down to the individual needs of that business, and that's probably where I come in and really analyse and dig deep on that. And again, finding those personnel and the values that align with where the business is at that inception stage of the journey. I think getting someone who can deliver on your ideas is always helpful. So, this is my big strategy, and someone that can distill that and deliver that, whatever that looks like.
Done for you model.
No.
It needs to be done with
tailored with you. Absolutely. Walk beside, not walk on top of or walk over. So it is very much that through that discovery piece that we really analyse what you need.
And in these lessons that you've been, sometimes you go inside these businesses, how has that helped you as a person reflect? Because we hear work on the business, not in the business, and you're working in people's businesses, but not always working on yours. How would you take that now and grow your own business? Where do you plan to grow your brand?
I learn so much and I think that's what I love the most. Every business I work with is different. It's like, there's certainly some similarities, but I do take things from a lot of, especially people that have been in business for a long time. I think you and I both know that I'm not the biggest advocate for myself, and I love advocating for other people. So that's certainly something I'm learning to do, and realising my worth as far as educating and empowering people. If I look at it, I've been managing teams since I was 22, and yes, I've got an economics and marketing qualifications. That's all great, but that human behaviour observation and trying to get businesses, I was running businesses from 22 for other people, and then obviously for myself. So I think definitely, I empower people to feel more worthy about themselves and their purpose, and I think that's something I haven't done a lot of.
We're going to see you on more podcasts, videos,
yes.
social media. So welcome back, guys. So those watching, Alli's
you.
coming back.
I'm coming back. It's been it's been a volatile couple of years.
And life is a journey of self-discovery, and we're all made to go through peaks and troughs.
Yeah.
So I want to sort of flip the switch, if I can, to some fun things. Okay, what does Alli do outside of work? This was all about LUX Chats, and we sort of explore quite openly the world of entrepreneurs and mindsets and what makes up a good businessman or businesswoman in 2025. So Outside of work, what's your go-to?
Oh, goodness, music. 100%. So I started studies in music, and I draw metaphors and allegories to music all the time when I'm doing webinars and presentations, because for me it's demonstrative of how business runs too. I will be going to festivals and gigs until I'm bloody basically
can't go
pushing
anymore.
up roses, pushing up daisies, whatever the saying is.
Yeah.
And I think, music is really good brain food. For me, if I've had a stressful day, I dance and sing it out. I sit down at the piano, I rearrange music, I write. Not as much as I'd like to, but I do love that. So, and then of course, supporting social enterprises that I really believe in, and mentoring kids. I have a couple of kids that I mentor.
So that you do that through Big Brothers Big Sisters or another platform?
Just personally. I've got a couple of students from La Trobe Uni. I just helped them with some workshops on employability. So I've got a couple of students within there. I've got a couple of friends, kids that obviously struggle talking to their own parents.
How do you find these people?
I don't know. They seem to find me. I was part of the
festivals.
I have talked to a lot of random people. Say to me, I should be living in the country working for the CWA because I could talk to a tree if I thought it could. I actually do talk to trees.
Okay. That's a quick edit, that one. No, that's all right. We're good.
Sorry, I am quirky. I was asked to join the course advisory committee for La Trobe, and part of that was they said, would you be interested in running these workshops around, because the students are really struggling to get employment outside of or even internships outside of their degrees and their postgrads. So, I went in, and that was just so rewarding. And I've got one student that's just come out from Iran and has no idea how to assimilate into Australian culture. So just even that, just giving him someone to talk to, because he hasn't got a social network here.
Bring him to a LUX event. He'll soon know a lot of people. So.
I plan to. I plan to. He's brilliant.
And what I'm hearing here is is the human element of Alli. So that is, yes, we all need to have a business, but it gives you pleasure to help others and serve. And you're now learning to help yourself along the way as well. And I know the road to this has not been easy. And what I appreciate and why you're here today is I look for good people. I look for good people spreading a good message, and I think it's important, as uncomfortable it is, that we should definitely share that. And I love what you're doing. I love the mission you're doing. So we're going to take you to somewhere totally different now. All right?
Okay.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Are we ready? Okay. So you've helped 8 billion people. You've changed the world. Now what's for you? Lux item. What are you driving? Where are you traveling to? Money's no object. What are you doing for yourself? Love to hear the answer to that.
I am taking my sons to Europa soccer, not Soccer World Cup, but the Europa.
Yeah.
I am diving every destination I possibly can around the world, starting with probably the Philippines and working my way around. I'm going on adventures. I think, for me, driving a car or I'd still probably have a tiny house in the middle of the forest somewhere, as long as I had horses to ride, and a piano, music studio.
I've got Yellowstone and Phantom of the Opera going through my head here. So.
Yeah, it's probably a good
good
analogy. Yeah, as long as I can, travel and I would, ideally I would love to be spreading my message around the world. If I could reach as many people as possible in, making people feel worthy when we've got I think that's all we can do in a very scary, very confronting world right now. So, and also getting people to understand that you don't have to keep pushing and hustling, that you actually have to listen to your own mind, body, and, yes, extract little key moments from, business coaches, from podcasts, from, no offense, from books, from all of those things. But don't just trust your own intuition. I think, with some of the things that I've been through, I should have listened to my gut and heart a lot more. So I think if I can spread that message around the world, and kindness as well.
I think you're off to the Philippines, so you're off diving.
Yeah.
So it's the message I give you back here is it's more about leading, not following. Yeah. So I'm big into speaking to an existence, and hence I ask you tough questions. So it's on camera.
Yeah.
We'd love to see Alli spreading the message, and I think that those opportunities, those people you need to mentor, those kids you need to help, sitting outside of Victoria, they're sitting outside of Australia, and we'd love to see you come back next year and share some of these adventures, talk about Accountability 101. Oh. But you've been an amazing guest, and I'm probably just going to ask you one more thing is, and I know this message is to the others, but is there any other one piece of advice you'd like to share to somebody watching or a young child out here looking in and they're looking to grow?
Find one person to be in your corner, to walk beside you. I relied on myself for too long, way too long. And I think I would have gone a lot further, a lot quicker had I looked to network. I took a while to trust others to understand me. And I think that would be my biggest piece of advice. Reach out, ask for support. You can't go it alone. We're supposed to be a community. We're supposed to be a tribe. You go back to our ancestors. That's how we were raised. That's how we hunted, gathered. It was a tribal, collaborative approach.
So you never know what you could believe or achieve until you know Steve.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's go get it
Case
done.
in point. Wow, that's a beautiful segue.
I love it. No, it's all right. The one person, find the one person.
Yeah.
You've been an amazing guest. Thanks for tuning into LUX Chats. Thanks to That Creative Hub for being an excellent facilitator and getting great guests on here. And most importantly, thank you to everybody watching for tuning in. Can't wait to do that and reach out. Follow us on lux.vip.events. And we'll be talking about Lux and why it's only $20 a month. It's simply just to add value to people. We're about building community in villages and finding great people along the way. So we'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions anytime. We'll see you on the next episode.